I sincerely thank all of you, Prabhuji, for kindly giving your association. Because of these sessions, uh, I am definitely being helped actually. I don't know how much it is helping you all, but in speaking Krishna Katha, one person who definitely hears is the speaker himself. Vaktaram Prichrakam Shrotrim. It is mentioned that when we are speaking about Krishna, three people get benefited. The first person is Vaktaram, who is speaking. Because in order to speak Krishna Katha, we have to hear Krishna Katha, we have to read Krishna Katha, only by which we can speak. So in that way, I am getting to read, I'm getting to hear, I'm trying to kind of meditate a little bit about what to share with devotees so that it may be beneficial for the devotees. So I have to, in that way, I have to thank you all. So because of Krishna Katha, who is getting benefited? Vaktaram, the person who is speaking. Prichrakam, one who is asking questions. And Shrotrim, those who hear. So Krishna Katha is so wonderful and so beautiful. So let us start today's presentation without a delay. Before we go ahead, Proji, anybody would like to share maybe 1 point or 2 points which kind of helped you from last two sessions? If you wish to share, you can please share. We discussed especially about Gita for students. From there are some points which you are able to implement and it is helping you. If you wish to share, it would be very nice if some devotee can open their video and can share. That would be very nice. Don't feel
Yes,
shy. Yes, Prabhuji, Bhuvan Prabhu.
and that you were talking about the art of mind control. And in that, even a point you were sharing, like if mind goes 100 times away, we should get it 100 times back. So that was so practical, and think to some extent I was not able to apply, but till some extent it helped me.
Jai, 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 Jai. Anirudh Prabhu, remain humble in success and give credit to God and learn lessons from failures. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you. Thank you. One thing which, as I shared with all of you, one thing which personally what is helping me is we have to do our best. Our best may not be the expected best. Sometimes we look for too much perfection. That is not very ideal. We actually must be doing our best considering the situations and time, place, circumstance without worrying about how results will come. Keep going, step by step. So without worrying about results, how it will come, keep putting efforts in your services, in your occupation, in your relationships. Keep putting that good efforts from your side. That thing which is helping me personally. Is there any other message? Anirudh Prabhu's message. Okay, Prabhuji. Anybody else want to share any point? Otherwise, we'll go ahead without any delay. Okay. Yes, Prabhu. Let us go ahead. Can you see this, Prabhuji?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji. Actually, the whole world is looking for true love. Everybody is looking for love. Everyone in this world looking for true companionship in which one is always understood and one is not judged. So, how many of you, all of, okay, let me not ask questions. Let me go ahead. A true companionship in which we feel, we are understood and we are not judged. And Everyone in this world is looking for someone in whose association we feel protected, safe, encouraged, empowered, and nourished. And everyone is looking for selfless love without any motivation. So imagine your friend comes to you and says, like, oh, Bhuvan, you are very nice. Oh, Advait, you are very nice. Like, you are doing very good studies, whatever it is. He's speaking so many words. But then after that, he says, like, can you please give 50 rupees to me? He's showing so much of love or appreciation or whatever. But in exchange, he's asking something. He wants some selfish reason, actually. So, but in this world, everyone is looking for selfless love without any motivation, and everyone is looking for true love. They want to experience love and want to express love in form of service. Srila Prabhupada explains that the desire to love and to be loved is so strong that if somebody doesn't have a person to love, he keeps a dog. He wants to brush the dog, he wants to clean the dog, he wants to bathe the dog. Basically, he wants to show love. And he becomes so happy when the dog is coming and licking his face. Want to be loved. So this is greatest need that everybody has. What is the proof? Now, you may not know what is there on the screen. These are the top 10 dating apps. I don't know how many of you understand this. Dating apps is basically, these are apps where you can, at least that's how they advertise, they can help you find your soulmate. So basically, these are the apps which attract. In fact, you'll be surprised with the statistics. There are around 400 million people officially registered on these apps. 400 millions. 400 million is basically 40 crore. This many number of people are on these apps trying to look for a soulmate. And in fact, in 2025, the business of these dating apps reached $11 billion. Now, $11 billion, we may not understand what exactly it is. If you convert it into rupees, it comes out to be 1 lakh crores, around 1 lakh crores. People are so much badly in search for love. Some people are going on these apps and trying to find somebody whom they can love, whom they can receive love from. And many other people may not be actively searching for love or companionship, but passively longing for that affection and love. But the reality of this world is, but all relationships in this world, and in fact, the again it is the statistics, around 80 okay, anyway, let's go, let it be. But all relationships in this world end up in, there are only four destinations of all relationships. Number one, breakup. Look at this person, having tissue, crying, no, don't go away from me. All relationships, it starts very sweet, but then ends up in breakup. Otherwise, divorce. Okay, they have not just been, together for some time. They are also married, but it doesn't match with each other. Like, it ends up in divorce. Or marriage sustains, but it remains just a matter of tolerance. You tolerate me, I tolerate you. Simple. There is no love. This is the reality of life, actually. Most relationships are like this. Or heartbreak. Before marriage, there is no breakup. There is no divorce also, because the relationship with each other is so congenial and sweet. But finally, what happens? Death comes and breaks our heart. This is all relationships in this world end up in, right? Our situation, Srimad Bhagavatam tells, this is 7.13.29, very beautiful shloka. If somebody can recite after me, it would be nice. Jalam tad udbhavaischannam
जलं तद् उद्भवश्चन्नं
हित्वाग्न्यो जलकाम्यया
हित्वाग्नो जलकाम्यया
मृगतृष्णाम् उपाधावेत्
मृगतृष्णाम् उपाधावेत्
तथान्य तथान्यत्रार्थदृक्स्वतः.
तथान्यत्रार्थदृक्स्वता.
Very nice, Anirudh Prabhu. Very nicely you repeated. Very good. Translation is this. Just as a deer, because of ignorance, cannot see the water within a well covered by grass, but runs after water elsewhere, the living entity covered by the material body does not see the happiness within himself, but runs after happiness in the material world. Before I go ahead, I just want to ask all of you, have you seen your friends in your engineering college, or in all of your engineers only? No, no, Kirtan Prabhu is there, uh, BCA student. So are you seeing your friends, or your classmates getting deviated into these relationships, this and that? Or am I speaking something theoretical, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu.
So much distraction, because the drive for companionship is so strong. But here, Srimad Bhagavatam is saying, just like a deer, because of ignorance, cannot see the water within a well covered by grass. Very close to him, there is a well, but covered by the grass. He is not able to see sweet nectarine water which is present there, but it is running after water elsewhere. Mrigat Trishna. Mrigat Trishna means mirage. Far away, it appears that there is water. Far away, there appears to be some kind of uh, enjoyment. But what happens when Mriga is basically the deer, when it runs far away and then he sees that there is no water, it is only dry, hot sand. Mm. This is what Bhagavatam tells about all of us. So, of course, this is AI generated images. All these are. There is very sweet nectarian water very close, but the deer is not looking at that and running away from it. So, what exactly it means, Srila Prabhupada explains in the purport. Can somebody read? Advait Prabhu, can you read?
This is an accurate example depicting how living entity, because of lack of knowledge, runs after happiness outside his own self. When one understands his real identity as a spiritual being, he can understand the supreme spiritual being, Krishna, and the real happiness exchanged between Krishna and oneself.
Very nice. So, here is the thing. What is the happiness that all of us have very easily accessible within ourselves? Is this. What is it? When one understands his real identity as spiritual being, he can understand the supreme spiritual being Krishna and the real happiness exchange between Krishna and oneself. All the scriptures are saying this. Now, how do we believe what scriptures are saying as true? There is two ways of looking at it. One is practicing what scriptures are saying and experiencing the truth that is spoken by scriptures ourselves. This will take time. This is not that easy. It will take long process. But the other way to prove the scriptural points is, look at the examples in the outside world who are not following the scriptures and see how they are baffled or how they are not happy. For example, there is in mathematics, there is one way of proving is, for example, how to prove that all prime numbers are not odd. You have to prove that all prime numbers are not odd. We give an example that 2 is a prime number, at the same time it is even. That's why we can prove that all prime numbers are not odd. So basically, we give an example contrary. So in this world, we see that People are miserable. Now, I was talking sometime before about dating apps. Now, 80% of these active users, they report, yes, there is something called right swipe and left swipe, etc. Right swipe means like, you accept the date request for another person, and left swipe means something like, rejecting the request, something like that. Once you accept, you go and meet that person and, try to understand about what is his nature, what is his habits, whether it jamta hai ya nahi. And, they go multiple times, they try to understand, and they get into a relationship. So these people, 80% of the users, they report that they are burnt out, they are miserable after all these efforts. So now, we also recently have seen not our, Elon Musk. He says that, money can't buy everything. Whoever said this, he really understand what he says. So people have so many things in their life, but they are very, very miserable because of lack of this true loving companionship. People are going after money. People are going after prestige. People are going, why academics, why good job, why high salary, everything. It is all after fame. Hmm. People are going after fame, money, sex, so many things, thinking that, somewhere we can find happiness. It is like different uh, mirages at different places. The deer is running towards different mirages and thinking that, okay, this mirage did not give me water, maybe the other mirage will give me water. He's running, 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 and when he goes and tries to drink water, all that it has is hot sand filling its mouth and burning its tongue. That is the reality. But where is the happiness? Scriptures are telling that actual happiness is within. There is no happiness without. That's why there is a very beautiful statement of Srila Prabhupada. Happiness has to be sought beyond matter. Matter cannot give us happiness. Our spiritual relationship with Krishna can give us happiness. So let's go ahead. So Mundaka Upanishad gives a very beautiful shloka. Again, if somebody can repeat after me, it would be nice. Uh, Dvasuparna Sayuja Sakhaya. Anybody is okay, Prabhuji.
Dvasuparna Sayuja Sakhaya
Samanam Vriksham Parishasvajate.
Samana Vriksham Parisasvajate
Tayor Anyah Pippalam Swadvati.
Tvayor Anya Pipalam Svadyati
Anashnan Anyo Abhichakshiti. Abhichakashiti.
Asanan Anyo Abhijakshatsiti.
These are Upanishad shlokas. So Mundaka Upanishad 3.1.1. The meaning is this. So Dvasuparna means two birds. Sayuja Sakhaya, they are tied with deep friendship. Samanam Vriksham Parishasvajate, both of them are staying on the same tree. But there is one difference. Tayor Anya Pippalam Swadhyati, there is one bird, the tree is full of fruits. One bird is very actively going from one fruit to the other fruit to the other fruit, and it is, trying to eat and enjoy. But the reality is some fruits are sweet, some fruits are bitter, some fruits are very miserable. So when he is eating sweet fruit, tasty fruit, he's enjoying. The other fruit is bitter, he's suffering. We say kabhi kushi kabhi gam. Actually, that is not truth. Kabhi kushi bahut gam. So there are very few fruits which are sweet, but it's very temporary. But it is going to other fruits trying to enjoy, but they are very miserable. They are very bitter. So one uh, bird is enjoying and suffering so bad. Anashnam. Ashnami means eating. Anashnam means not eating. Anyo. There is a word anyo in the last line. You can see anyo. There is another bird. It is anashnan. It is not eating any of these fruits. Abhichakashiti. This particular bird is very lovingly always looking towards this particular bird who is eating the fruits on the tree. So what it actually means, the individual soul and the super soul are two inseparable, beautiful winged birds living on the same tree. The tree represents the body or creation. One bird eats the tasty, bitter, and sweet fruits of karma, while the other merely witnesses without eating. So Krishna is very close to our heart. Of course, Krishna is not bird, living entity is not bird. It is an example. Now, this particular bird, the living entity bird, as long as it is trying to go all around and trying to enjoy and suffer, there is no satiation, there is no satisfaction in its heart. Scriptures explain that the moment this bird turns towards the other special bird, you can see that, blue bird, it represents Krishna. When it turns towards Krishna and understands its relationship with Krishna, all his miseries end and it becomes supremely satisfied. Hmm? Bhagavad Gita 9.18 says, Gatir Bharta Prabhu Sakshi Nivasa Sharanam Suhrit Prabhava Pralayam Sthanam Nidhanam Bijam Avyayam. Kirtan Prabhu, can you read? Kirtan Prabhu, I think mic may not be working. Advait Prabhu, can you read?
I am the goal, the sustainer, the master, the witness, the abode, the refuge, and the most dear friend. I am the creation and the annihilation, the basis of everything, the resting place and the eternal seed.
Oh, my dear soul, what are you doing? You are going all around the place. Maybe we are not going all around the places, but we are going all over mobile phone in wanting to search of happiness. And we are putting so much of pursuit outside. Do you think you will find your eternal friend? Krishna is telling, I am your dearmost friend. And if you come to my association, you will become supremely happy. Hmm? So that's why reading scriptures, hearing about Krishna from Guru Sadhu Shastra, we understand the nature of Krishna and our relationship with Krishna. So basically, whenever we are reading Bhagavad Gita, whenever we are hearing about Krishna from pure devotees, actually we are going on a divine date with our eternal soulmate. The search for happiness ends here. So look at actually when we are reading scriptures, what actually how many of you understand what is the meaning of date, Prabhu? If you don't know, it's not a problem. It's a wonderful thing. If you don't know, what is the meaning of going for a date? Anybody can say, if anybody knows.
Spending time outside understanding each other.
Very good. Spending time with each other to understand each other. Krishna understands us more than anybody else. Krishna knows us better than what we know about ourselves. We only know about this one life. We only know about our limitations, bad habits, good habits of this one life. But Krishna knows our full history, he knows. So Krishna understands us. And Krishna has unlimited, non judgmental love for us. But we have to understand Krishna. So, how do we understand Krishna? By reading scriptures. So, when we, this particular entire session, Prabhuji, if there is one thing that I want to communicate to all of you is reading scriptures is very, very important. Hearing about Krishna, hearing Shravanam and Patanam is very, very important. When we, why we have to hear? Because when we hear about Krishna, we understand our relationship with Krishna. Why we should understand relationship with Krishna? Now, how many of you feel sometimes practicing Krishna consciousness boring? Please be honest, Prabhu. You can say yes, or you can put in chat box yes. Oh, wonderful. None of you are putting. Okay, it's only me. So sometimes, practicing Krishna consciousness can become sometimes monotonous. Sometimes it also can become burdensome. Prabhu, are you able to hear me?
Yes,
Yes, Prabhu.
So all of you feel practicing Krishna consciousness is always very tasteful. Huh? I'm not getting any replies. Always you feel Krishna consciousness very wonderful, is it? You
no
never,
problem.
you're feeling shy? Sometimes, yes. Yes. Sometimes it is possible that, it becomes burdensome also. Why it becomes burdensome? Because we don't understand our relationship with the Lord. Hmm? So, reading scriptures, hearing about Krishna is like going for a divine date with our eternal soulmate where we can understand Krishna's nature. Hmm? Okay, let's go ahead. So, this is teachings of Lord Chaitanya. This is the discussion between Sarvabhaum Bhattacharya and Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu concludes the discussion with this particular shloka. संबंध अभिधेय प्रयोजन नाम यईति न अर्थ सर्वे सूत्रे पर्यवसाना. Yes, Prabhuji. So, Bhuvan Prabhu, can you read the meaning?
Yes. One's relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, activities in terms of that relationship, and the ultimate goal of life, to develop love of God. These three subjects are explained in every
Aphorism.
aphorism of the Vedanta Sutra, for they from the culmination of the
For
entire Vedanta
for
philosophy. They
they
form,
form the culmination.
for they form the culmination of the entire Vedanta philosophy.
So the entire Vedanta philosophy, if we summarize, it has only three things. What is it? Sambandha, Abhideya, and Prayojana. Now, let us hear from Srila Prabhupada what Prabhupada is saying. A human being is defeated in all his activities as long as he does not know the goal of life. Fortunately, we know who is the goal of life? Krishna and relationship with Krishna. A human being should be inquisitive to know who he is, what the please hear carefully, Prabhuji, who oneself is, what is this universe, what God is, and what the relationship is between himself and God and the material world. So, knowledge of these four items, namely oneself, the universe, God, and their internal relationship is called Sambandha Jnana, or the knowledge of one's relationship, especially relationship between soul and super soul. So, when one's relationship with the Supreme Lord is established, the next program is to act in that relationship. What is that program? That is called as Abhideya, or activity in relationship with the Lord, bhakti activities. Like when we are chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, when we are offering bhoga to the Lord, when we are worshipping the Lord. Basically, all these activities are performed in relationship with the Lord. Now, Abhideya activities will be only meaningful when we have Sambandha Jnana proper. What is the relationship with Krishna that we all have? After executing such prescribed duties, when one attains the highest goal of life, love of Godhead, he achieves Prayojana Siddhi, or the fulfillment of his human mission. So, Sambandha means understanding our relationship with the Lord and this world, and relationship with Jiva, Prakriti, and Bhagavan. And after Sambandha Jnana, what comes is Abhideya. We act on the Sambandha knowledge, which is basically Bhakti activities. Now, when we very nicely establish Sambandha Jnana, then Abhideya becomes meaningful and very purposeful. Now, let me ask the question in otherwise. How many of you sometimes while chanting Hare Krishna, it becomes monotonous? It may not be boring, but it can become slightly burdensome and monotonous. If you feel yes, please type in the box yes. Otherwise, say no also. You have to put either yes or no. Kindly please participate, Prabhu. Okay, I got some messages. Yes. So I only got two messages. I only got two. Okay, other two. All right, no problem. Yes, it becomes. Why it becomes? Because we are not understanding actively our relationship with the Lord. Now, for other question, please reply. You have heard a wonderful lecture, or you read Srila Prabhupada books very nicely, and the next day chanting is so very very intense and meaningful, and you feel so much of joy. If you felt this, please write yes. Oh yeah, I can see many. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes. So what we are trying to say is Sambandha Jnana is very, very important for us to practice Krishna consciousness happily. What we are supposed to do for that? Every day we should be reading and hearing. Now we say that every day we must be chanting. Yes, we should be chanting our rounds, our prescribed rounds, whatever we have taken. But more important than that is to hear about Krishna and read about Krishna. Then chanting becomes meaningful. So, if we have to conclude this, Ramanujacharya says about the relationship that a Jiva has with Krishna. Tvameva mata cha pita tvameva, tvameva bandhuscha sakha tvameva, tvameva vidya dravinam tvameva, Tvameva sarvam mama deva deva. Ramanujacharya is telling to Sriman Narayana Ranganath Swami, my dear Lord, you are my mother, you are my father, you are my relatives as well as friend, Sakhatvameva, and you are my knowledge and you are my true wealth, my dear Lord. Oh, my Lord of Lords, you are my everything. Relationship with Krishna is so sweet and all encompassing. Krishna's love is all encompassing. Now, this is the story of Dhruva. Dhruva's heart was so deeply broken and he runs towards Mother Suniti. Suniti is a very kind mother and she understands how much Dhruva's heart was broken and she expresses this. Oh Dhruva, you came to me crying, having been insulted by your stepmother. But I am unable to do any good for you. But Krishna is so kind that if you go to him, then the combined kindness of millions of mothers like me will be surpassed by his affectionate and tender dealings. Krishna's affectionate and tender dealings. When everyone else fails to mitigate one's misery, Krishna is able to help the devotee. This is Suniti's words to Dhruva Maharaj. Krishna's love is motherly love and not one mother love. We all know how much our mother loves, how much care she takes. Always recently I have become father. Little bit I can understand. Always we are okay. Father part I will speak later, but mother's part, always she is thinking about how to nourish and care for the child. So, which food I have to make so that my child will feel happy, which fruits should I bring so that my child can become healthy. Oh, he has bad health, let me do this kashayam and make him come to good health. So mother is nourisher and she is she is love personified actually. One mother's love is only so very satisfying, but Krishna's love is millions of mothers love. So when we are chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, oh my God, whom are we, whose names are we chanting, in whose association are we coming, and in whose embrace we are getting into? Huh? Sri Krishna, whose love is millions of mothers, love also is surpassed by Krishna. So Krishna's love is motherly, Krishna's love is also fatherly. What does father do? Mother is nourisher, mother is love giver, caregiver. Father's role is protector and provider. Now, many times, like recently only I became father. Always one concern will be there in heart that, child should not get hurt himself. So child should, like, he should, like, father always thinks that, child is safe. He wants to protect. But many times we have seen Adyantram, in our front of our eyes, he falls and, he breaks his, what do you call, Proji? This lips. And we understand that, we can't protect the child. We can't protect the child. If anybody can protect the child, this is what Prahlad Maharaj is telling to Narsingadev. He says, Balasya neha sharanam pitaraun rasimha नार्तस्य चागदमुदन्वति मध्यतो नौ तप्तस्य तत्प्रतिविधिर् य इहाञ्जसेष्टस्तावद्विभो तनुभृतां त्वदुपेक्षितानाम्. If anybody can protect, my dear Lord, parents can't protect the child. Recently, what happened is we came from hometown or somewhere, probably came, and Rajeshwari, she took Adyantram and he came to the hall, and she was feeling urgent to, like, she had to go to bathroom, and she just dropped him in the hall and she went inside. And I was below bringing the luggage. Suddenly, I hear very, very loud sound. I run, climbing stairs, and she also runs out without washing her feet. Also, seeing what has happened, what this fellow has done. He climbed. We have, like, we have divani. Divani is like something like sofa. On sofa there is. Do you know this rocking horse, Prabhuji? Like this rocking horse. Oh, sorry, not rocking horse. The cycle, actually, the cycle, a small cycle that children use. So this fellow climbed on Divani, the sofa, and he climbed on the cycle and he fell from top. Now we ran together and we saw that it's a very strong plastic cycle, actually. It got broken and so many pieces were broken. But this fellow, nothing has happened. Now it is like, from sufficient height he has fallen. Now think about it, Prabhu. Who protects the child? Forget about the child. Who protects all of us? If the head has fallen on ground, head would have broken. A small tender skull, and teeth. Many teeth have grown. So much of damage could have happened to mouth and hands. Nothing has happened. So of course, sometimes Krishna protects. Sometimes some damage may happen. It's all Krishna's protection. But what we are saying is, Krishna's love is all encompassing. And here, Prahlad Maharaj is telling that, my dear Lord, you are the protector. There is no other security other than you. Parents, balasya neha sharanam pitaro. Pitaro means parents. Parents can't protect the child. Nartasya chagada mudanvati majjato now. A boat cannot protect a person from drowning. Titanic, we all know. Titanic, the manufacturers or builders, they said, like, even God cannot sink. We have taken so many measures of hydraulics, all cases we have considered, the material with which the ship is made, all technicalities is taken care. We can assure that, nobody can sink. But on the Bon voyage, that is the first voyage only, it sank. So it sunk. So who can protect us? Not our degrees, not our education, not our intelligence. Nowadays, what is happening in this world, we can see there is so many wars all over happening. Anything can happen anytime. Our job, our education, our intelligence, our parents, we ourselves, we can't protect anybody. It is only Krishna. Krishna only can protect us. And the third example that Prahlad Maharaj says is, medicine can't protect a dying patient. My dear Lord, if anybody can protect, it is only you. And last lines, he says that Tavad Vibho Tanubhritam Tvadupekshitanam. My dear Lord, if you neglect anybody, is there any hope for him? That's what Prahlad Maharaj says. So, This understanding about our relationship with Krishna. We saw Krishna's motherly love in Dhruva's pastime, Krishna's fatherly love, which Prahlad Maharaj is saying. Krishna is not just mother, supreme father. He's also heart to heart friend. That's what we have seen in the previous slide, that he's Suhrit. He's so close friend. He knows in and out of us. And he is so lovingly waiting for all of us. So, what is the conclusion of what we are discussing? Just 2 minutes, I'll end, Proji. Reading scriptures and hearing from our spiritual masters. Hearing from me is not, doesn't fall under this, Proji. Hearing from Srila Prabhupada, hearing from our spiritual master and Siksha Gurus is actually like we are going on a date with Krishna to understand the sweet nature and his unlimited love for us, his unlimited qualities and powers. So which we should go for a date with Krishna every day, or 6 months once, or yearly once? How many times we have to go for a date with Krishna? What is your feeling, Prabhuji? Please, Haribol. How often we should go on a date with Krishna? Yes, some replies are coming. What is the reply? Yeah, once in every second. Oh my! Felt it every time. Yeah, all the time we should be going. That's what they are saying. Of course, practically it is not possible. So daily we should read some number of minutes. Like, you please decide, every day I read this much time Srila Prabhupada books. Prabhu, whatever I have discussed, some blah 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 here and there, if I have spoken, please forgive me. But the conclusion of today's class is, please read Srila Prabhupada books. Please read Srila Prabhupada books. Please read Srila Prabhupada books. Because even within ISKCON, devotees reading Srila Prabhupada books has become very, very less. That's why it is explained that reading scriptures is like walking on grassy path. Now, how many of you have seen on villages? You keep walking. There are clear paths which are made. But imagine if you don't walk for many days, those paths get covered over. So, if we keep reading scriptures, we know what is the right path, what is the wrong path. If we don't regularly hear and read, these paths there is so much of grass which grows, and we can't understand what is right and what is wrong. And most often we end up in wrong paths. So reading scriptures are very essential. Because of that, what happens? If sambandha is established strongly, abhideya, which is bhakti activities, becomes meaningful. Then if we practice abhideya with purposeful mind, then prayojana is approachable. We will gradually go towards our goal of attaining love for Krishna. So this third, recently I heard this one statement, actually, not from devotees, from somewhere, but it is very, very applicable for all devotees. Discipline over motivation. We may not feel like reading and hearing every day, but as a discipline, we do it. Consistency over intensity. Sometimes we feel like, uh, just before, this is very true even for, studies also, that, one day before exam only I will study. No, that is intensity, but consistency is important. Consistency over intensity. So we all want that, our chanting quality should be very good, intensely, perfectly we have to, chant. That doesn't happen. Consistently you keep chanting, consistently you keep chanting, consistently you keep chanting, whether we feel like or we don't feel like. Gradually intensity will come, and then progress over perfection. I want to do my sadhana in most perfect situation. May not be possible, Prabhu. Progress over perfection. I'm doing this much of sadhana. I will try to increase the quality as well as quantity, little by little. So then definitely we will progress in Krishna consciousness. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. It's 9:04. Prabhuji, one question, if you have anybody has any question or comments, you can ask. Otherwise, I will end right away. One question or comment, if anything is there, you can just share. Otherwise, we'll end. Okay, Prabhuji. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much.